Hey, Barbecue Church, what's going on? Andre Anderson here, just jumping in, doing the church thing. We're so glad that you're here. So glad that you chose to be a part of Barbecue Church and what we're doing out here. So shout out to you. Also, big shout outs to New Jersey State Fair. That's where I was for, did 8 days at the New Jersey State Fair, helping them with some parking situations that they had going on. It was wild. It was fun. It was 14-hour days, back-to-back, sleeping in an RV. RVs are not made for 6'3" men. The shower was wild, bumping into everything. So that was fun. Also, shout out to my man, Big Ron. We call him that because he's big and his name is Ron. Shout out to you. Ron is the maker of Moss Sauce, which is the barbecue sauce that we use a lot here at Barbecue Church. Once Moss Sauce is available, we will begin to push that online, let you know, because you are going to want to taste that barbecue sauce. We love it. My kids love it. He gave me a big bottle while I was in New Jersey, and my kids were already using it last night on some ribs that I made for my baby girl because it was her birthday. Also, big shout out to Nate and Kaylin, just because I love y'all. And my homies out in, where you at, North Carolina? I'm sure that's where you're at. We also want to send some love out to waxmentalhealth.org. If you go to www.wax with 2x mentalhealth.org, you can check out everything that they're about. And it's just a great concept because it's all about helping people battle mental health through music. Music is a great way to just help people and to help connect people. Music brings people together in the same way that barbecue does. And we all have soundtracks for our lives. And so shout out to Wax Mental Health and House of Wax for everything that they're doing for people that are struggling with their mental health. There are a lot more people than want to admit it that are struggling with mental health. And we want to be able to help everyone who is just struggling, who's having issues. And so go check them out. See what they're all about. If you need anything, again, don't hesitate to reach out to us. If you need prayer, if you need help, if there's anything that's going on, reach out to us. Go to our website, which is barbecuechurch.com. Reach out to us through the widget that pops up as soon as you go to the website, and we love to connect with you. When I was getting ready for this message, I started thinking through when I was a kid, and one of the things about me is that I don't like being messy. I didn't like having messy hands. I didn't like finger paint. I didn't like eating foods that made my hands dirty. I always had napkins. I was always, I did not want to be dirty. I did not want to get messy. I didn't want my hands or fingers to be messy or sticky. I remember when we were finger painting as kids, it was me and my little brother Mike, and I would finger paint with one finger, maybe two, and Mike would finger paint with his face. He didn't care. He would, if hands, face, whatever it was, he was getting that color everywhere because that's who he was at the time, and I was not. And I remember my mom made me put my hand in the paint all the way. She forced my hand in, and I lost it. I was not okay with that because I did not like being messy. I did not like the mess. Now, coincidentally, it's probably a lot backwards. Mike is a lot more refined than I am, and I am messy all the time because of what we do. So shout out to my little brother Mike, shout out to Christian and the kids. We love you guys. When we talk about being messy, I just made ribs last night, and the ribs were amazing. My baby girl turned 6. She wanted ribs. What do you want for your birthday? I want ribs. So I made ribs for my baby girl. So we're eating ribs, and food's all over her face, and it's messy, and she's pouring barbecue sauce. She's pouring the moss sauce all over the place, and she's rolling her ribs around in the sauce. And my sister-in-law is asking for ketchup for her ribs because that's how she is. And it's just wild, and it's a messy thing. The thing about it being messy is it's messy, but it's good. It's messy, but we don't run away from it. It's messy, but it's something we want to partake in, and we're doing that together. And it made me think about embracing the mess, embracing messy, not running away from messy. And so I'm looking at Romans 5, New Living Translation. It says, when we were utterly helpless, Christ came at just the right time and died for us sinners. Now, most people would not be willing to die for an upright person, though someone might perhaps be willing to die for someone who is especially good. When you look at it in the Message, it says, Christ arrives right on time to make this happen. He didn't and doesn't wait for us to be ready. He presented himself for this sacrificial death when we were far too weak and rebellious to do anything to get ourselves ready. And even if we hadn't been so weak, we wouldn't have known what to do anyway. We can understand someone dying for a person worth dying for. And we can understand how someone good and noble could inspire us to selfless sacrifice. But God put his love on the line for us by offering his son in sacrificial death while we were of no use whatsoever to him. God embraces our messy. When Jesus died on a cross for us to restore relationship with him, that was, God created us to live life with him, to have relationship with him. And because of sin, we were separated from that. And Christ died to restore that relationship. Okay, so when you receive Jesus and you say, you know what, I believe you died on a cross, I believe you're real, and I accept your sacrifice for me, you begin that relationship, you mend that relationship, that broken relationship that happened. But when he died, we were still messed up. But before you ever accept Jesus, before you ever say, yes, I want a relationship with you, he still did that for you. That's still available for you when you're still messy, when you're still messed up. And, I grew up in the church, and a lot of times you start to think like people think. I have to be right before I can get right, or I have to clean myself up before I can come to this place. A lot of people want to try and get their lives right on their own before coming to Jesus, expecting that God is like other people, that God wants you to be perfect before you can come to him. And that's not the way it is. God embraces your messy. God embraces your messy. However messy you are, however jacked up you are, we're all messed up. I'm reminded all the time of how messed up I am. We're messed up. We're not perfect. And God sent Jesus for you when you're messy. You don't have to get cleaned up. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to figure it out on your own. It's just about being there. It's just about accepting. It's just about saying, you know what? I don't have it all together, and I can work this out with Jesus. There's a lot of our mess that we like to hide because we're afraid of what it looks like. We're afraid of what it would mean if we didn't hide our mess. It's funny. It's like going to somebody's house who only cleans up the rooms that you're going to be in. A lot of us want Jesus to be in rooms of our lives, like the front room, the room that everybody can see from the outside. But what about our closets? What about the back bedroom? What about the guest bedroom? What's in there? A lot of times we try to block off our lives and block off our mess. And it's like, well, I have Jesus in my life, but there's this other side that I don't want anybody to see. I don't want him to see. I don't want him to get involved in that because that requires me to change. We have to give up those rooms. We have to give up that mess. Because it's not about getting clean first. It's about God loving us through our mess, but then it's trusting God enough. Sometimes it's over time, but trusting him with all the mess. Because there's a lot of stuff that we get into. There's a lot of stuff that we do. There's a lot of things that we need to give up that we choose not to. Because we're afraid, because we're too messy. God still wants to be a part of that mess. God still wants to come in and help you clean that up. It's not something for you to do on your own. It's not something for you to hide. It's something for you to give to him. It's something for you to pray and say, I need you. Help me with this. I can't do this on my own. So that's what you need to do. Let's embrace that. Let's come to Jesus and ask him to help us with our mess. No matter where you're at, no matter who you are, let him embrace your mess. If you don't have a relationship with God, like I said earlier, it's just praying, saying, Jesus, I believe you're real. I believe you died on a cross. I confess that you're Lord. And I want you to be Lord of my life. I want you to be a part of my life and help me be better. Then you text Journey to the number on the screen, fill out the information that comes to you, and then you'll get an online devotional that'll be emailed to you every morning at about 7 o'clock. And that just walks you through what it means to be a Christ follower. It gives you prayers. It gives you scriptures to read so that you can move forward. If you need any help, you can reach out to us here at Barbecue Church. We'd love to help you. And then surround yourself with great people. Make sure your friend circle's tight. Make sure you're surrounded with people that love you, that care about you, that are going to help you on this journey. And let's move forward. So that's all I got. We love y'all. I'm out here smoking some chicken. So, that's beautiful. Got that reload rub on there. I got double action on some. I got fully loaded on the other. So we're just gonna run these at 225 for a little bit, see how they go. I got a little temp probe that I use just to make sure that everything is cooked to proper temperature. And I don't like overcooking white meat. It's annoying. It gets super tough, and I don't like to do that. So y'all be safe. Praise God. So excited that you're here. If you need anything, reach out. Keep making great food. Make sure you season your food properly. We love y'all. Barbecue Church, bang, bang.